This is Andy.
This is AJ.
What we're doing is a father and son project to get a rainbow boa cage, our habitat set up. Just going to give you a brief overview. We set up other snakes. I think the last snake we had in this case was a Borneo short-tailed python that outgrew it. Rather large creature. So just going to give you some heads up here. What we've done is we've got a typical glue-on or stick-on heating element that comes to these cases. The challenge is once you attach it, it basically ruins the device and basically ruins the case. So what we've done is we've got a separate piece of glass, and you can see the outline there of the separate piece of glass. It's tempered, and we've attached the heating element to that. That way we can put it on the bottom, we can attach it to the back, the sides, we can move it anywhere we care to reposition it without having to destroy the unit and destroy the case. So that's one safety tip we'd like to use. The other thing is we live on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And now what's, AJ, what's this?
Sphagnum moss.
And we were fortunate enough to be able to harvest sphagnum moss basically in our own backyard. So you harvested this. How hard was it to get?
It's pretty easy. Just try to get as much root ball as you can. It's a shallow root, so just pull it right up.
Okay, and if you don't have that luxury, now you did pick through it and pick up a lot of the insects. There's going to be some insects and stuff in it. We know that, but eventually their ecosystem will take care of that, and the sphagnum moss will slowly die in an internal container. But one of the interesting things about sphagnum moss is it doesn't rot. So the other stuff is going to rot and be part of the layer. So cleaned it. We did not bake it. We didn't bleach it. We don't want to put chemicals. We've got a nice, good, clean forest floor, much like would be found in the native area of the snake. So we're going to take, this is going to be his warm area. We're going to take and put a layer of sand, and once again that's locally harvested sand. So we're going to take that sand and put it in there now. Okay. And we live on a river, so this is good old-fashioned river sand. We don't want to put a huge layer over the heating element. We want to just put it so the snake that it doesn't have to crawl on the glass. Not that that's a challenge, and that'll heat and dry. So we're just going to put down a nice layer of sand, give it some texture. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put a good amount here. Okay, get that out of the way. Try and keep it neat and tidy so the female elements of the household don't get too upset. And I'm gonna just go ahead and build a little natural kind of wave barrier, some dry spots, some high spots, some low spots, so the snake is, nature isn't altogether level and plumb and smooth and perfect. Gonna smooth this out a little bit. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and install
limestone.
Some natural limestone that once again came from our local geography and has got the ability to absorb some of the heat. We're just going to kind of set it in,
like a hide.
Little hide. That way we're going to set it so we can actually look behind here and see the snake anytime we want to. We like hides, but you want to be able to find your snake because they do get out, and you don't want to have to tear your case apart. You don't want to have to tear your house apart trying to find one. Even though this case seals itself, we've had them get out, and we can tell a story about how law enforcement was involved in a snake escape one time, but that's not for today's show. So now we're going to take the moss, and AJ, since you harvested, I'm going to step back, and we saw a bug running there. We're going to capture some of the bugs, but since you harvested, I'm going to let you kind of just lay it in there and get out of your way.
Straighten it out. Now when you harvest it, you want to try to get as much as you can at one time, like a sheet. You want to kind of preserve as much root of the roots and whatnot. When you pick it out of the ground And it is pretty easy to harvest and lay down, as you just saw.
Let's go ahead and, instead of drag that across the floor, you want it that thick?
This water dish. It's naturally that thick. I mean,
okay, that's fine.
I kind of squished it down, but you don't want to ruin the.
You want to go ahead and put. And what we're going to do, we have not chosen a nice water dish yet. We're still working on that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use a nice plastic container that is perfect for storing this guy for transport and travel. But we're going to give him a real nice water dish, and you're going to get to meet Noah, the rainbow boa. AJ's going to hold him up here in a second and let you take a good look at him. But eventually this plastic bowl, go ahead and get out from under, directly out from under the...
Going to pick him up. He's fixing the shed, that's why he's all milky.
Yeah, he's
Can't see the colors, but...
He has a little milk to him instead of the rainbow look, but we're going to set him right there. Go ahead and take the...
We're going to put some moss there?
We'll go and take the moss out from under the plastic.
Right.
Okay, clean that. That way you'll have...
Flush.
There's one big thing there, that way you take it in and out. And we've got another piece of moss. Go ahead and take the whole bag over the case, that way we're not dragging it over the room.
Alright.
And making this mess down here, which you've already done, which I'm going to have to beat you.
Great.
Okay, we'll let your mother beat you. Alright. Just hold it over the case.
It takes more than one hand.
Okay, we're going to work, we're a team.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Yeah.
You see how the moss kind of grows together in clumps, and you know the substrate beyond it has roots and leaves, and it looks for you know the forest floor to you know, rotting debris on the forest floor. That's where it grows in.
And that should be enough right there.
Okay, you got it in there?
Yes. Now I'm going to get some water for this.
Okay, now we've got that put in there. And this is, you know, not perfectly complete. I'm sure we're going to move some stuff up here. We'll probably put some more moss. In fact, I'll do that right now. The moss kind of comes up in a sheet when you harvest it. I'm making a mess, which I asked him not to do. We're going to put these nice...
And here's some water.
Okay, we're going to pour some water right in there.
You think about halfway up should do it?
I think 3/4.
3/4? I'll get one more.
We'll be fine. Now, man, that is one milky looking rainbow. By the way, it's a... I'll tell you exactly where our little rainbow came from. Beautiful snake. Never has nipped at anybody. I know some people talk about the nippiness of a small. We've had him since he was about, what, 9 inches long, 10 inches long?
And hasn't bit a soul.
He hadn't bit anyone. What kind of rainbow is he? Brazilian?
No. It's a Peruvian.
Peruvian rainbow.
Yes.
And we're going to have an update most likely on his progress. But when he sheds, you can see he's just kind of got that haze on him. But when he sheds, he's amazing, and you'll know why they're called. You know, most people watching this will appreciate why they're called rainbows. We've got a piece of driftwood in here. We're going to probably swap this out with a little more natural piece of wood. He hasn't climbed, but what's interesting is his food, which of course we feed him at this point, hoppers and small mice. His hoppers have climbed that in exploration. So really quickly, we put together a nice hide. What we're going to do, we've got the heat source that's here. We've got a light source that goes on top later on that will go anywhere over the metal grate. We've got a secure lid that fits in place. And we're just going to find a nicer water source for him. As usual, we put the water source opposite of the heat source, and we're going to put the lamp probably in the back corner in this area here, so he can have some heated area in the light in the water and some cool area in the water, and regulate his temperature. There's going to be some other things we add in here. Most likely going to put something so he can climb up, but just basically just demonstrating how to put together a nice case. You see it's beautiful. He's probably going to bury and we'll never see him again, and you can tell that's what he's doing right now. Loves loves to climb and bury. That's anything you want to close it out, AJ?
They're always a beautiful snake, and I hope he enjoys his new enclosure.
And I hope you learned something that you can find useful when you put together your enclosure.